Alright, so just for a disclaimer here, I'm going to say that I do not want any hateful comments in the comments section. I know this type of video can be a brooding ground for spiteful and angry people to spout off in the comments, but I'm not going to have it. And yeah, I have the Christmas tree still up. Deal with it. Alright, let's get some context for this video. This all happened the same day that I was shooting the shore fishing guide video. And I've had some amazing days fishing from shore, like my topwater trout from shore video, and also my tandem rig trout video. But this day is probably the day I've caught the most fish I've ever caught from shore in one day. I didn't count them, but if you want to count them, I got most of them on camera from this video and also the shore fishing video. And then I also caught like 8 or 9 more after my batteries died. Alright, so now you have the context for this video, so now let's talk about what this video is really about. So my very first cast of this day, I caught a fish on my very first cast, and I was excited about that. And I also noticed a couple guys fishing across the way, and they weren't really catching too much. So about 10 fish later, 10 of my fish later, I noticed those guys start packing up and leaving, and I bet you guys know where they're going. So like I said, this was one of the best days in terms of numbers I ever had, and that's just because I put in time. And if you saw my shore fishing guide for saltwater species, then you will know one of the main key points is to put in time. And that's just because you put in time, and you're gonna stumble on, some days you're gonna stumble on something like this and you're just gonna land on a ton of fish. And if you want to know the rig I'm using, it's just a tandem rig with gulp swing mullets. On the bottom I have a 3/8 ounce, and I believe I also have another jig head on the top dropper loop, and that's just to make it sink faster so I can get to the bottom, because this day the fish were definitely hitting it on the bottom. And there was also moving water, which is another key point, and the moving water was an outgoing tide, and those fish were just sitting on the edge of that current.
That's not a dink. Shoot, he's trying to pull me in. Jeez, you got a lot of fight for being in cold water. That's like 19 and a half. Wow.
So here's unfortunately where things get interesting. I see a guy walking up behind me and I don't really think anything of it. I figure he'll just go fish off to the side. On this cast, I want you guys to watch where I cast and where I hook this fish. What I was doing was casting out at an angle into the current and letting the current carry the bait to the left.
Wow, there's a lot. See, that's where they're getting hooked, right there, top of the mouth. Got him. Shit, my man.
So this guy walks up behind me without saying a word and makes a cast right where I just caught that last fish. Alright, at this point I ain't too happy, but I have a little bit of a tendency to get riled up too quick, so I just want to let this one play out and see what happens. Well, he kind of took my spot there, but I'm just trying to keep my cool on it. Just let him have his little area and we'll just keep fishing. That was until he starts casting over my line, as you can see right here. And man, I'm really not happy now. But I don't want to get too upset in the end, because it's not really good for anyone. It's not gonna help me have more fun, so I don't know, man. Plus I don't know this guy's story and everything, but he could be half blind and he doesn't know where he's casting. But oh man, it was just a bad situation. Now to be fair, I was the only one out there and I was fishing kind of a large area, just fan casting around. But if you want to come up to someone else and start fishing next to them, at least say hi or what's up or anything biting. You can't just come up next to them and cast right onto their spot. But I don't know, maybe I'm misinterpreting the situation. Comment below what you think of the situation, if you think he shouldn't have been fishing there, or maybe I misinterpreted it. But just remember to be respectful in the comments. Now regardless of all that drama, I just continued to catch fish. I had to fish kind of a different area because he kind of booted me out of my old one, but anyway, I still kept catching a ton of fish. It was still a lot of fun. And now me personally, I don't really like fishing next to really anyone. I like fishing alone, to be honest. And when I'm fishing next to someone and they're also catching fish, it kind of feels like I'm not really putting in any thought process to it, and it just makes fishing a little bit less enjoyable.
Jeez, nice.
To be honest, I actually kind of just wanted to leave, but there were so many fish around, and there were some big fish too, so I knew there was a chance I could catch the most fish I've ever caught and also have a chance of catching some really big ones. So I decided to stick it out and keep fishing, and it paid off, and I caught a ton of fish and some big ones too. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say, but there's still some video left, and that's just because I'm putting the rest of the fish I caught just for the record. I would just keep them on my hard drive, but my hard drive is struggling and I need to get rid of it, so we're just gonna add it to this video. So if you're leaving, like the video if you like the video. Alright, see ya.
Okay, man, you're solid. You're thick for your length. Oh my god, dude, that's freaking bull red right there. Or what is that, man? Is it a drum? Get off my line, bro. Get off my line. Not a dink. Oh, look at this little bait fish. You are fat, huh? Wow, fatty. Look at that guy. Just giants out here. I need to throw him farther. Watch out for the rocks, man. Same one. Okay. Don't go into the rocks, buddy. Because you're... Man, you are thick, dude. Jesus. Man, they're just healthy. See you, buddy. small little guy too. Same one. Jesus, my man. Jeez, let go of it, buddy. A little bit better one. Jeez, that smell. What happened to you, my man? How'd you even get hooked there, dude? Jesus. Oh, good job, buddy. You did it.